Welcome to Lee Does Stuff. Today we are going to be servicing a stovetop. The goal here is going to be to remove all the seriously baked on crud and debris that is left over from cooking at high temperatures on a stovetop. We won't be removing any scratches or anything like that. Those are deeply embedded and that's just part of a used stove. Here's everything you will need for this project. The first thing I like to do is to take a scratch pad, wet it down, and I like to go over the whole surface. And I'm starting to notice all the extra areas where there's debris that's more heavily caked on in other places. And I will focus more on those areas to really try to loosen all that grime and grit. After a few minutes, I bring my rag out and I start cleaning up all the suds and all the dirt. You're going to be very surprised at how much dirt you're going to get off your stovetop just by part one of this process. Next, I get my stovetop cleaner going. I say that you could probably use any stovetop cleaner. This gel stuff really works. You just pour it on the surface top, get your little scrub pad, and I just start swirling it in, almost like I'm buffing the surface of a car. Maybe you don't want to use a scratch pad. Maybe your surface is more delicate than the one I am currently working on. An old rag or a paper towel will work just as good to apply the product to the stovetop. Once I've blanketed the stovetop with the cleaner, I zero in on the areas that are more problematic. I'm going over where all the heavy caked on dirt and debris is, and I'm giving extra attention to it. The gel is going to set up really quickly. So as it starts drying, you're going to have to add extra gel, and that's fine. And just add extra and just keep going around and around in all those areas. So once the stovetop is dry, it's literally going to take a couple minutes. Get your paper towel or an old rag and start buffing the stovetop. Really just go around in circles. The surface of your paper towel is going to fill up quickly, so just unfold it, use a different side, or break off a new part of the paper towel. Just keep going until you remove all the product from the stovetop. The inspection process is going to keep going. Now, as you can see, the box to the left there is before, and now the bigger screen is after. Definitely an improvement, but there's still a little ways to go as you see crud and debris around the outer circle. This is where I like to bring out the magic eraser. I slightly wet it and I take the magic eraser to all the problematic areas. I think by now you're going to start to notice that the two big burners are obviously the ones used more often. They have more scuffs and scratches, and there's really not much you can do about that. It's just wear and tear on a stove. The goal here is to remove all the super baked on, caked on crud and debris from your stovetop. But you'll notice the top three burners there, how just they're in way more pristine condition than the bottom two. Again, you're not doing anything wrong if your scuffs and scratches are not removing. That isn't the goal here. All right, we're coming up on round two. We finished with the magic eraser. We removed all the extra crud in those hard places that were just being very stubborn. We're going to dry off the surface here, and now we're going to go for round two. Like we did in the first round, apply the product to the stovetop, get your scratch pad, old rag, or paper towel, and start working the product in. You're probably going to notice too that the surface, when you start wiping it the second time around, it's going to feel a lot smoother, almost like if anybody has skated on an ice rink. It's just very smooth and you can just glide, and that's what starts happening. I'm still not satisfied with the two bottom burners. There's still extra work that needs to be done, so I'm applying a third coat heavily in these areas. The beauty of this stuff is the more you put it on and work it in, the better it's going to work and provide a protective coating for your stovetop for months to come. Thanks for watching and good luck in your cleanup process.